Hello my loves, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new here. Hi, hello, my name is Loey. So today I am back with the second installment, of my what was previously titled 5 Unnerving YouTube Channels video. So I didn't know how many more of those I wanted to do because I'm constantly finding new YouTube channels, whether they are ARGs or just channels with a lot of really creepy content on them. But first and foremost, please understand that I am Nexpo's biggest fan. Like, biggest fan. Nexpo, as in the channel that was formerly Nightmare Expo. I have watched each and every video, I would say minimum 5 to 10 times. And I was basically like going through his channel the other day and realized that he had a series called Unnerving YouTube Channels. And I felt like the biggest jerk in the world because I find out about a lot of like these creepy channels through creators like him and other creepy content creators, but in a million years I wouldn't have just like swiped the title away, so I feel really bad about it. Nobody said anything, I just genuinely like don't want to cop his series, so we're renaming it. I don't know what we're renaming it to. Right now I think Unsettling YouTube channels is what I'm going to go with, but alas. I'm gonna link Nexpo down below as an honorary scary YouTube channel. It is one of my favorite horror channels. If you guys want other recommendations, let me know and I'll make like a cohesive video of my favorite horror creators. But anyways, just wanted to like throw that out there in case anyone had noticed, and also as like a mini like, I don't know, I'm an idiot. But in today's video, I'm going to be talking about 5 more unsettling, very creepy, the scariest YouTube channels that I could find. Today we're focusing exclusively on alternate reality game channels and channels that tell a creepy story through their videos. In the future, when I do another one of these, we'll focus on more of those real life, like really creepy, nonsensical videos that I mentioned earlier. But for today, I'm going to be talking about some creepy ARGs that I have been deep diving down. And once again, just like my last one of these is most likely going to be my next series on this channel. And if you guys like one in particular, let me know down below because I will prioritize what you guys want to see. You know, at the end of the day, I love making this content and I love making videos, but I do it for you. And this is all a labor of love for you, so I want to make sure that I'm making what you guys want to see. So let me know down below, and if somebody already mentioned it, make sure to give that comment a lot of likes so that I know what you guys are the most into. First and foremost, let's talk about Petscop. And this was something that a lot of you said after my Ash Vlogs coverage that you were very interested in seeing me talk a little bit about. I've been aware of Petscop for a very long time. From the first ever game theory video on it, I had started deep diving into the channel and like trying to make sense of the videos and watching other people cover it. People like Nightmind and Nexpo. I was watching their videos on it, and more recently they have updated and put out like 5 new episodes right around Easter, or I think on Easter Day. But what is Petscop, you ask? Well, Petscop, to give you the very condensed version, is a series of videos on the fictional game Petscop. Our main character, who we call Paul because that's the only identifying factor that he gave himself, he named his character in the game Paul, so that's all we have pretty much. He somehow comes across an old PlayStation disc of the game Petscop and begins to play it to prove to someone who is supposedly watching these videos, whoever it is that he's making these videos for, that everything he's been saying is true. As he plays through the game, it's clear that it feels like an old style PlayStation 1 game, and you have to basically collect pets as you walk through a bright and cheery world called the Gift Plane. The game encourages you to find someone that you like. You don't have to love them right away. So our main character goes throughout the gift plane, basically tricking and capturing pets as he goes to fill out something that seems akin to a Pokedex. But pretty quickly into the first episode, you realize that everything is not what it seems in this game. Paul follows a note that he found attached to the game, encouraging him to follow a series of symbols on his keyboard, and the music stops. And the entire game seems to have changed.
Alright, so I still can't catch this guy. The reason we're here is because in the note that came with this, which is short, the first line in all capital letters, I'm gonna read it. It says, "I walked downstairs, and when I got to the bottom, instead of proceeding, I turned the right and became a shadow monster man." I'm just gonna do this now. So what is it? Down, 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 right, start. Alright. So you can see that it accepted it and the music stopped. I'm just gonna go out this way here. Alright. So there's nothing out here, as far as I've seen. But actually, I think there is something out here. I just haven't seen it yet.
These episodes of Petscop feature Paul going through this unfinished, incredibly creepy game, learning the mysteries of a real-world tragedy. There are many theories about this out there, ranging from the Candace Newmaker theory, which is the theory that the entire game was written about a real-life young girl named Candace Newmaker who was adopted by a woman named Jean Newmaker, coincidentally also a name that is used repeatedly throughout the series. You are referred to as the Newmaker over and over again. And Candace Newmaker, after being adopted by her mother, was consequently killed by a group of therapists who were trying out a very unorthodox therapy technique called rebirthing. And people pretty widely accepted in the Petscop community, the community surrounding this fictional game being told through this YouTube channel, that this was most likely the story being told. But as the story has progressed, it probably took inspiration from that, but the actual plot line of this is something just as dark. It has 21 videos, and while there are really no like massive jump scares throughout, there are so many creepy things that happen in these videos that you're constantly on edge waiting for the next thing to occur. For example, when the screen goes into demo mode, aka when nobody's playing it, back in the day when you would leave your controller idle for too long, the game would enter demo mode, and it would basically be like a pre-recorded playthrough of 1 or 2 parts of the game. So in these demo modes, it's like this entity that's within the game is trying to speak to Paul or whoever is playing it, which gets creepier and creepier as time goes on. And it's not an in-your-face, you know, make you jump scare until you pee yourself kind of series, but the level of unsettled that you feel after leaving each and every episode is more than enough for me to put it on this list of unsettling, creepy YouTube channels, and it's 100% worth a watch if you guys are into it. The next channel is again one that I have been recommended, and again one I've seen various people cover, but that is a channel called Local58. Now Local58 at first may even seem to you like a somewhat normal channel. It seems like somebody re-uploading things that were on TV, such as this gem. case you can't already tell, of course, this is fictional, and basically the whole channel revolves around a plot line where it's almost like the end of the world, and there are various news alerts or TV alerts coming out that are being re-uploaded onto this channel. There's so much information sprinkled throughout here, and if you just go into it blind, it's just a series of really creepy videos that don't, you know, they kind of seem to tie together, but not really. They'll all have an overarching theme of creepiness and scariness, and they'll leave you unsettled. The first time I ever watched Local58, I had literal like scared tears in my eyes. Like, it creeped me out so bad. But as the series goes on, it becomes clear that in this universe where these television broadcast announcements are being displayed, something very, very terrible has occurred, or somebody is preparing for those things to happen. So highly, highly recommend Local58 as well. And again, I will have all of these linked down below. Next up, let's talk hiimmarymary, which is another series I've definitely been thinking about covering. I think a lot of these I'll cover one of these days, but hiimmarymary has already had a lot of people jump on the train. It feels a bit like Ash Vlogs, kind of. If you liked that real world feeling and the real world element of Ash Vlogs, and I'm not going to compare everything to it, it's just because I know it's so fresh in you guys' minds because I've been talking about it for like 2 months straight. If you liked that real world element and the real world feeling, you'll probably love hiimmarymary. Mary starts off her video uploading history with a few important details. She woke up in a house that she thinks is her parents', or at least is a copy of it. She's tried to leave the home, but for some reason none of the windows or doors will open, and she cannot escape the literal nightmare that she is locked into. During the day at first, Mary's world seems fine. She does normal things and hangs out and kind of vlogs. She doesn't really talk. She just records at first and spends her days with us. What's really interesting is for a long time, Mary can't see anything we are saying to her. So she has a Twitter, and while she tweets and you can see like her @name on Twitter and everything, when people respond to her, she doesn't ever see it. So she's been convinced that she's completely and totally 100% alone. So during the day it's okay, but then when night hits, there are several entities in her home that make her life the scariest thing you could possibly imagine. Just take a look at this. So with hiimmarymary, it's pretty widely accepted that the story behind this channel is the story of Mary, who is battling various mental illnesses and mental demons as she goes through this house that just symbolizes her mind. And it's a really, really, really cool series with some incredible symbolism and plot line, but it's also creepy as sin, and the jump scares in this will get you. I have been scared by this more times than I can count. And when I tell you it's one of those where the jump scare is real, it's there, it's intentional, the jump scare is real. But it is a really cool series nonetheless, and definitely one I'm thinking of doing a full series on as well. Next up on the list is something about as old as Lonely Girl 15, which I think was probably the first ever alternate reality game slash alternate reality story ever told on YouTube. But I wanted to bring to light the YouTube channel Louise Paxton, which from what I understand was temporarily changed to Louise is Missing, but is now back to Louise Paxton. Essentially, this series started off with 2 primary videos here, and this was a girl named Louise, obviously Louise Paxton, covering the things that happened with her stalker so that she could show the police. And it escalated super quickly.
Hi, my name's Louise Paxton, and I'm making this videotape to document an event which first started 2 nights ago. It's Thursday night tonight, and on Tuesday night an intruder came to my house. So on my way back to the bedroom, there was a man stood. I'll show you. There was a man stood at my doorway here, leaning against the pane of the window, and I rang the police on Tuesday night, and I told them that there was somebody at my door, and I'd asked him who he was and what he wanted, and he hadn't said anything. Here. Call the fucking police. Call the fucking police. Oh, fucking focus. Bitch. Focus. Oh God. Where is he?
Now, of course, Louise is a character, and this was confirmed to be an alternate reality game with the uploads spanning back to like 11 years ago. But I thought this was really interesting nonetheless, because a lot of what I talk about now is these things that I have seen within the last year, last 2 years here on YouTube. But people have been doing stuff like this for a long time. I also don't really think it was as like widely accepted 11 years ago either. I think now we see channels like Petscop and hiimmarymary and everything else I've talked about in this video, and we know almost immediately, okay, this is trying to tell us a story. It's going to be almost like a movie or a TV show or any media of telling a story, except it's through YouTube, so it's a bit more casual and in some ways a bit more real and a lot more creepy. But this one, I definitely think if I hadn't been told that it was an ARG and the woman playing Louise was an actor, I would have been severely creeped out by it, and I still am pretty creeped out by it. Moving on to the final entry in this video, I wanted to talk a bit about post content. Post content is a doozy. Essentially, the channel starts off with somebody recording themselves just on the computer doing various stuff when they realize that their door has been opened.
Door just opened. Ghosts, am I right? Should I try to turn on the lights or something? I don't know. Maybe it'll go away. I don't know. Nope.
The person recording this commentates on those darn ghosts as he goes to close the door. But you guys let me know if you can see anything else weird about this scene. Yeah, his room is covered in plastic. why. It ends with a jump scare of a pretty creepy looking monster, and trust me when I tell you, he's probably one of the not nearly as creepy ones. This series progresses and it becomes increasingly clear to the viewer that something is not right here, with the man doing vlogs as he features the creature standing at the end of the hallway, reminding you to like and subscribe.
Welcome. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm doing a video essay on, this is a vlog, which means you will listen to what I have to say. So smash that bell, ring the bell icon, and remember to
I love you guys. If you're not subscribed, make sure to subscribe. New York City pop-up shop details coming soon. Get your map merch at local58.com/shop, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Take it easy, fam.
He then consults in this video a Logan Paul vlog where Logan does a usual run through of his outro, reminding people to like and subscribe and do this and do that. And the person vlogging breathes a sigh of relief. Siri just said, "Did you accidentally summon me?" That is not a joke. That is not a joke. That is so creepy. Ew, that was weird. Ew, I don't like it. Anyways, back to post content. There's so much to this and it's definitely worth a watch, but again, it's one of those series where the jump scare is real, and if you're not really into that, you're not gonna be a massive fan of this one. But the creatures in this are so creepy, and something about the main character's casual, chill way of talking while he's also vlogging a creature standing at the end of his hallway is really unsettling. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching this video. Let me know which of these you are the most interested in down below, as well as future entries for this type of video for more of these unsettling YouTube channels. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I love you, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.